In most sports, there's usually two sides of the game, offense and defense. Being number one in one of these is incredible enough, but being number one in both is incredibly rare and usually asserts domination. There has only been one team in the 21st century that has been able to accomplish this feat. And I would like you to guess how they ended up. A, won the Super Bowl, B, lost the Super Bowl, C, lost the AFC Championship, or D, lost the divisional round. Guess now. Well, this is a trick question, but how? It's actually incredible. The only team in the 21st century to have number one offense and number one defense missed the playoffs. One thing I forgot to mention in the beginning of the video was that there's a third side in the NFL. It's not just offense and defense. There's a third side called special teams. This is the unit that's on field goals, kickoffs, punts, etc. And the Chargers, they really sucked at it. Now, to really understand this team, we have to do a breakdown of them. And a good way to do that is to look at their games. Now, the first game they played was against Kansas City, and it looks like they had a hard-fought loss, but when you really look into it, it was really the special teams' fault. Now, in this game, the Chiefs and the Chargers were in a hard-fought battle in the second quarter. But then the Chargers kicked off to Kansas City, and Kansas City returned it all the way for a touchdown. And then eventually the Chargers got a touchdown of their own, but that one touchdown separated a tie and going to overtime and a loss. Now, against the Jaguars, the Chargers got their well-needed dominant win, but then at the Seahawks, another tragedy happened. 2 kickoff return touchdowns gave the Seahawks a 1-score touchdown lead, which was all the difference once again between a win and a loss, and the Chargers once again got the bad end of it. Now, once again, they dominated the Cardinals, which obviously, looking at the stats, was expected. But then they played the Raiders, and once again, special teams froze the entire game away. Against the Raiders, the Chargers had 2 of their punts blocked, which resulted in a safety and a touchdown, resulting in 9 points. The Raiders won the game by 8 points. Which, once again, special teams was the decider between a win and a loss. And then in the Rams, the Chargers missed a field goal, and the Rams won by 3. So that was the difference between a win and overtime. Once again, special teams throwing the game away for the Chargers. One of the best teams statistically in NFL history is getting thrown away by the least watched, least praised, and least known part of football. Now, starting here is when the Chargers actually start to be a good team and live up to their name. They have a cheeky loss to the Patriots, which was a result of a missed field goal, which was really the last cheeky special teams game being thrown away. But then after that, the Chargers started going on runs and were able to put their season up to 9-7. Even after those 6 games, there were still some follies on special teams, which thankfully weren't able to decide games now. But even though they were 9-7, they missed the playoffs. And if they would have won one of these special team games, they would have made the playoffs. Special teams decided the Chargers' entire season. The number one team in both statistics, the only team in the 21st century to do this, missed the playoffs because of the worst side of football. Incredible.